Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to Sea Power. Today we are ordered to intercept a US submarine directly ahead of you. Be advised, it is a dangerous adversary. Yeah, I'll believe that. We have a couple of surface ships here. We have a Krivak and two Grishas. The problem is that none of these ships have a helicopter, so we'll have to work with the assets that the ships themselves carry. Which means potentially using active sonar, as well as, well, passive sonar if you're feeling optimistic. But I rather doubt that we'll actually get any kind of a passive sonar detect on this ship. Well, that is if they even have a towed array. As for warning for incoming torpedoes, it's going to be minimal. If you're getting torpedoed, pretty much the only warning that you'll get is, I think, a few minutes in advance. So we have to be very, very vigilant and very, very careful. Supposedly the ship is, or sorry, the sub is directly in front of us. Let's just start banging away with active sonar and maybe detect him like that. Active sonar. Active, what was that? Variable depth sonar, VDF. Where's the layer? We have a layer at 429. Yeah, okay, let's go under the layer with that VDS. Below the layer. Activate that. Sensors, active sonar only. So only the Krivak can see underneath the layer. Underneath the thermocline, which is going to be, well, if they hide there, it's going to be interesting. There it is. That is the variable depth sonar that you can see getting dropped overboard there. As for our capabilities of offense, we don't have a lot. We got the RBU 6000s. These are, let's say, rocket-assisted depth charges. And they do at least have an okay range of about 3 nautical miles. So if we're able to find this guy, we might be able to get some hits on him if we're able to chase them down. And with subs, that's a lot of ifs. If I was this submarine, I would probably be pretty happy. Because you can pretty quietly send a couple of Mark 48s towards these targets, wait for the impacts, sip your coffee and go home. Unless, of course, I manage to somehow get you into detection range of the sonar. But yeah, I'd rather doubt that. What we're getting is the MG332 Titan II sonar with a passive range of 12 and an active range of 10. That's it. And of course, if you're using the passive range, there is a chance that you'll detect a sub, but I believe it's definitely going to get impacted by the amount of noise that your own ship is generating. Your ship generates more noise, you're having a harder time detecting the submarine. As for that variable depth sonar, the VDS, we have an active range of 15. So the Krivak might spot something underneath the layer at better ranges than the hull-mounted sonar. As for the Grishas, they have, what, the same? Yeah, they got the same hull-mounted sonar, the Titan II. And that's all we're getting. As for anti-submarine warfare, we also have the Test 71, which is an anti-submarine torpedo for a range of 13 nautical miles. Considering that there is nobody else in the area, at least that we can tell, like, if you're feeling optimistic, you can... Yeah, actually, let's activate the radar. I could just dump a torpedo in the water and hope that it scares the sub. There's a possibility that it might. Let's say I want to have a circle of around 13 nautical miles there. So that's about the range of that torpedo. And then we're looking at the distance for the depth charges. It's about that, about 3 nautical miles. So our capabilities of actually engaging a submarine are fairly limited. Let's run the speed a little bit. Let's run the time. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm going to lose a ship here. Because we have very, very few defenses. We do have noisemakers. And with those, you can definitely, well, try and escape. But that's about it. You can try and getting out of the way, but it's not a dumbfire torpedo. This thing will track you. This thing will hunt you down. And I think the Noisemaker is really the only option that we have. I can prematurely drop a Noisemaker in case these... Oh, never mind. That's the... In case these guys are already sending out a torp, you never know. A Noisemaker is basically just, I believe, a can that just makes an awful lot of noise. There it is. And pretends to be your ship. And if it makes more noise than your ship does, then the torpedo is going to get fooled. So this is very much a premature solution with these ships, and maybe it works, but I cannot do that indefinitely. I only have 19 Noisemakers. Per ship, that is. Now, it's a good thing that we know that this submarine is somewhere ahead of us, because otherwise this could take a very long time. We're operating just north of Russia. And, of course, if you'd be telling me the submarine is somewhere in the area, yeah, you have absolutely no clue where in the area. It could be there, it could be there, it could be there, it could be, I don't know, somewhere over Norway or Sweden or... You never know. And your chances of detecting the submarine aren't spectacular either. Let's see, the Grishas... Oh, crap, here we go. Got some Mark 48. Okay, they're targeting the Krivac. It's detecting at a range of 1.49 nautical miles. The Krivac is going to get the fuck out of here. I'm going to toss a Noisemaker. And I'm going to just plot from here back to, well, where the submarine could be. Which, I guess it could be around there. What's the range of a Mark 48? Can we tell? Because if we can tell that... yeah, the game is, as I mentioned, still a little bare bones. So I'm not exactly sure if it's possible to select the torpedo and figure out what its range is. But I believe it's about 20 nautical miles. So this thing could be sitting at way outside of my weapons range and just happily shoot me with torps. And there'd be not much that I can do about it. Let's say it's about 20 clicks. So we're going to have a ruler going from here to... Yeah, so in the worst situation, it could be all the way out there. Fun times. Okay, buddy. It's time to start steering away. I'm going to also tell the Grisha to turn, and the other Grisha is also going to turn. This is the Grisha 3. Oh, they don't have a specific name in this scenario. Let's just prematurely drop a Noisemaker from these guys in case that we're not the only ship that just got engaged. Pop another one. And we'll try to also give you some visuals, but it's a little busy. That Mark 48 just speeding through the water. Noisemaker away. There. Pop another. I think the Mark 48 is not strictly going for the Krivac at the moment. Shit, there's another. Okay. There's another. This is actually helpful. Believe it or not. Don't mind that marker. It's not helpful to the Grisha, of course, which is going to have to run for its life. But it is helpful in sort of counter-plotting where that submarine might be. This is, however, running with the assumption that that thing has not been fooling me with the torpedo launch. And just telling its torpedoes to go one way first. And then once there, so let's say once at a waypoint, turn around. They still need to work this tool, so I'm apologizing for messing up with the markers and stuff. Anyway, ruler from here to there. Okay, let's get this range circle away. Erase that. So this is where the submarine could be. I'm going to assume that it's there. We're going to go ahead flank and try and race after that submarine. If we get... Well, if we survive, we should be able to get there in about 18 minutes. It's not that far. As for this Grisha, you are about to have a couple of very interesting minutes. Let's drop a noisemaker and start turning, ideally quickly. And run for your life. It does look very much like that torpedo is not fooling, or is not getting fooled yet. Can we pretty please pop another? Yeah, this Mark 48 against the Krivak has been fooled. Come on, dude. Oh, we're counting down for another noisemaker. Well, you got about 0.9 nautical miles, 0.9. That Mark 48 is not getting fooled. Come on, dude. Hold on. No, the 48's turning. Crap. Come on, dude. Come on. Because I don't really believe that you're going to survive an impact with the torpedo. Oh, hold on. I think it just lost the track. Hard over to starboard. The problem is, they can keep doing this for a while. Oh, shit. The other Grisha also just got a very close encounter and happened to dodge. But, that was more luck than anything else. I had flank. Yeah, we so far have dodged all the torps. If it's a Los Angeles, I'm assuming it is. Because it's, what, 1985, so it's not that likely to be a Seawolf. It's going to have 4 Oh! That Mark 48 came around. It's going to have 4 torpedo tubes, so it launched 3. It's probably preparing for another spread. Oh, crap. Well, they're not dead yet. Heavy hull damage. I'm going to try and save the Krivak. Ow! Not quite. Moderate hull damage. Yeah, right. Drop another noisemaker. Come on, dude. We need to take some revenge on this submarine. And this is why it seems to be so difficult to just... All of the vessels are lost. Oh, even the Grisha took a torpedo and died. Ah, well. Good stuff. Let's do that again, shall we? Okay, this time around, I'm going to stay quiet. I'm going to keep my ships at low speeds. I had 1/3. It should be about 6 knots or so. I'm going to keep them quiet, no active sonar, just stay quiet. This time around, I have the advantage of sort of knowing where the submarine is. Well, I mean, I can tell you it's kind of directly in front of us. But still, I don't have a full detection on it. No active sonar, and again, sadly, no helicopters. We got no detection capabilities along those lines. We just have to hope that they don't detect us, but these ships are not particularly quiet. It's a small ASW frigate that, despite their size, features a heavy ASW armament, coupled with a heavy self-defense armament. Yeah, self-defense, not against submarines. Their hull handles rough waves poorly, and they are difficult to refuel at sea, which restricts them to patrol and escort duties in coastal waters. Despite these drawbacks, they're still capable of causing considerable grief to NATO submarines. Yeah, and vice versa. Unlike the larger Krivaks, these ships feature a 30mm anti-missile gun as part of their self-defense armament. The Krivaks are a little bigger. This is a frigate. These other ones are... I think they're also frigates, but they're definitely smaller. 1970s, the class was intended to be built at smaller yards that had no experience building larger combatants. They are lightweight ASW ships, but are nonetheless capable of giving NATO submarines considerable difficulty. They are sleek ships with excellent seakeeping, and fitted with variable depth sonar, which I haven't deployed yet. Sensors, variable depth sonar below the layer. Deploy. So no active pinging this time. But they only have limited weapons, carry no helicopters, and feature only rudimentary command facilities. As such, they will generally be under command of a larger BPKs. I'm not sure what that is. In tactical situations. They lack the 30mm point defense guns found on most... Fucking hell. Sorry. Found on most other Soviet warships, which makes them vulnerable to anti-ship weapons. Speaking of... We have issues. Yep, and there's number 3. Increase the head standard. Try to get it out of the... seeker cone of the torpedo, if you will. Everybody pop their own noisemaker. And now we're going to wait until we reload for another about 15 seconds. It's possible that all of these ships are just instantly going to go down. And beyond either trying to rush the submarine with active sonar or just hoping that you can stay quiet, I'm not really sure what else you're supposed to do. Head flank. It looks like this ADCAP, or sorry, this Mark 48 is going to have an early meeting with that Krivac. There's the Krivac. Here's the torpedo. Yeah, just don't. Boom. We've been hit. Okay, come to all stop. Go work on your damage control. We popped... Sorry, we dodged this one. Pop a noisemaker and go for a turn. It's a bit of a last-ditch effort. Ooh. Oh boy. Look at that torp. Holy shit. That almost shaved some paint off the hull. Interesting times. Interesting times. Okay, I didn't actually plot where the submarine is, but I'm still gonna sort of figure out that it's probably there. Damage control. We got moderate hull damage. Could have fooled me. Lot of the weapon systems just got flat out destroyed. The engine can always be repaired, but I think the Krivac is, by and large, out of the fight. Were you hit? Yeah, you were hit. Really? I thought we dodged it. Guess we didn't. 2 ships burning. You're the last survivor. Go active with that sonar. Because, well, I'm not even sure if you have really good capabilities with passive, but especially at flank speed, probably not. Krivac's not looking good. Grisha's dead, Krivac's dead, giving me only 1 Grisha left. Yeah. And dead. Because I was sprinting, I didn't even hear that torpedo. And these things are so small that they got heavy hull damage. I'm surprised they didn't outright die. But that list is looking a little unhealthy. And all of the vessels are lost. So we tried going active. We tried staying passive. I'm going to try it one more time. Okay. I'm going to tell the Grishas to go off to the flanks. I'm going to tell the Krivac to maintain speed. And actually, let's go ahead standard. And drop that thing. As for weapons, I can try dumping a Set 65 because supposedly this thing is ahead of us and there is nothing else around. Our Set 65, our torpedo has a range of 8 nautical miles. Maybe that's going to spook the sub. It's a bit of a weird strategy, but hey, at this point, I've already lost a couple times, so I guess at this point it doesn't really matter anymore. So that's the range of that torpedo. I just want you to pop it in that general direction. And maybe... There it is. Maybe we'll spook the sub. Maybe we will force it into running away. At which point, there's a pretty decent chance that we'll get a detection on it. Because all of a sudden, its stealth advantage is lost. We return to port. I'm not well versed in ASW combat, as you might have guessed. And I'm not really sure if it's going to be very advantageous to try and have your towed array try pick something up. Maybe, maybe not. Please go all ahead standard, that direction. And you all ahead standard, that direction. So we know that the torpedoes are probably already in the water by now. And that the torpedoes are going to have no difficulty detecting our ships and promptly killing our ships. They basically need one hit and they got a kill. And that's all. At 1/3. Let's listen. Not detecting anything. At 1/3. At 1/3. Slow down and listen. Possibly nothing yet. 2/3 ahead. Revac, come around. The torpedoes, I don't know, fishing, for lack of a better term. And maybe we'll actually hit something. Who knows? Carry on. The only thing I haven't really tried yet is running away the moment that I see a torpedo, but I don't think I can really outrun a Mark 48. I think the Mark 48s are faster. You can, of course, just try and get out of the fuel range. Not so much hope that you can outrun it, but get outside of the fuel range, so that the fuel is run empty by the time that the torpedo is about to catch up to you. Something like that might work. Nothing yet. And I hate that the first warning that you're getting is just a torpedo to the face. There's not a whole lot else you can do. Ideally, in this situation, you'd launch a helicopter, and the helicopter would just drop the drop the dipping sonar. Detect, not detect anything, move on, try again. And that way, you have a pretty decent chance of finding a submarine. The way in which I'm going about it now is, well, hope that you hear the submarine. In which case, it'll probably have made a fairly grave mistake. Because then it'll have gone to, a greater speed. If this thing is running at 5 knots, you're going to have a very hard time detecting it. No, not back full, all stop. Not hearing or detecting anything. Okay. We can go sprint and drift. In which case you just sprint ahead, all ahead flank. And then you're gonna slow down again and listen. Let's try that strategy. Sprint and drift. Are you part of a formation or something? You're behaving a little weird. Leave formation. Sometimes these things are just trying to get, I don't know, back into a formation. They were behaving a little weird. Okay, now we're gonna listen again. You're gonna come right. Sorry, come left. Hold on. It worked. The idiot popped a noisemaker. Okay. So, the submarine did get scared of this, the torpedo and went, holy shit. And they popped a noisemaker. And a noisemaker does not have propulsion, so this is the exact location of the submarine. Okay, so that's the good news, right? We sort of know where the submarine is. The problem is, we can't quite hit it yet, because this thing only has a range of 8 nautical miles. However, based on our new position, well, it's gonna be right about in range. From the Krivak, that is. The Grishas, they have the Test 71, which has a 13 nautical mile range. So in this case, I'm going to use the Test 71s. Unfortunately, I only have 4. Pop one there. Pop one there. Okay, we're going to switch back to visual. Somehow this feels like a very Russian strategy. Just dump a torpedo in the water and see if somebody actually gets scared. And if they do, just shoot it. I wonder very much if that submarine decided to go for a snapshot. If it did, there's a pretty decent chance that the submarine has launched a or several torpedoes in my general direction. I think the Set 65 just ran out. And here we were detecting the submarine. Okay, everybody go active. I want to try and get the exact location of this thing. Active sonar. We know the depth, which is about, what, 373? And the layer was where? 324. So yeah, they are below the layer. Okay, so your dipping, no, sorry, your deployed sonar is going to be active. You're going to go here. I want you to race after that submarine. All ahead flank. I doubt you'll actually hear anything with the active sonar, but here's to trying. And now we have switched from being hunted twice to being a hunter. I also want you to race after him. I'm not sure why this time around I'm not actually getting inbound torpedoes. That's a bit surprising. Carry on. 10 times speed. I don't believe that these torpedoes are wire guided, so it's not like you'll be able to turn them around as you would with cold waters. Oh, okay. That's a torpedo, which is about 2 nautical miles away from the Krivak. Krivak, full ahead flank, drop a noisemaker, and try to distance yourself from that position. Because we're about to have an explosive little guest. 20 seconds for the next noisemaker. If they torpedoed one of my units, I think they might have torpedoed more of my units. Yeah, that thing's not getting fooled. All ahead flank. Run away. You had 1/3. I need you to listen for incoming torpedoes. Whoa! They did launch. But maybe the torpedo wasn't active. Here too. I think they might have sent a snapshot my way. Run! Fast is better. Full ahead flank. Grisha. The other one. Full ahead flank. Our torpedoes are still in the water, so it's likely that we'll see another response from that submarine pretty soon, in the form of another noisemaker. But I think we'll have to wait for the torpedoes to get a little closer. I don't like that this Mark 48 appears to be right on my stern. Do 24 knots. Pop another. There it is. Come on, torpedo, go fish, right? Go fish something else. Over to starboard. Because we dropped that noisemaker over to port. Going where the noisemaker went is not terribly great of a strategy. Did we fool it? Maybe? Pop it. That one was at the port side. Okay. So just behind the ship on the port side. Yeah, I don't think they're falling for it. Oh boy. I don't think they're falling for it. Rudder full port. No, you're toast. You're... Well... Yeah, no, you're hit. Ow. Boom. Okay, issues. Yep, there's another noisemaker. Okay, so our Krivak's pretty much done for. This Mark 48 is still about a nautical mile away from one of our Grishas. The other one has safely passed it. And now this submarine is going to have to respond to my weapons. Krivak, all stop. Damage control, moderate damage, but flooding in 4 compartments and only 1 damage control team leaves me very concerned. I don't really believe that this ship is going to survive, unless they're working miracles on stopping all that flooding. So, back to the Grishas. The Grishas are running at flank speed and trying to catch up to that submarine. At this point, what's the range? Because maybe I can drop more weapons into the water. So, drawing tools. Let's say ruler. Relative to where it likely is. About 4 miles. Because we saw another noisemaker there. Which puts them at about 4 miles. So that's too far away for me to use my depth charges or my my RBU 6000s. Chase after it. I want you to slow down and listen. Because if it's a Los Angeles, it has 4 torpedo tubes. It has sent 3. They can still have 1 torpedo eagerly awaiting my arrival. In which case, I'm going to have all sorts of issues. I think we might not even be detecting those Mark 48s anymore. Or are they just... Yeah, they're still going. Yeah, they're snaking. They're looking for targets. They'll not find them there. That's good. I should really be paying more attention to the event log and the all the notifications going on there. Okay, let's run the time. Come on, go here. I'm not actually getting any torpedo warnings. Now it's going to be your turn to listen in. You're active, right? Yes, active sonar. Yeah, we're definitely hearing the other torpedo. I think the Krivak's done for. Uncontrolled flooding. She's still... No, she's not quite alive. No. Very much unalived. My torpedo's now snaking. That's my active sonar from the Grisha. Come on. I was hoping that those noisemakers would stay on the map, but they're not. Okay, in this case, we're gonna have to manually hunt this thing down. Ooh, hello. Semi-small. That is classed as a hostile submarine. Range, only 1 nautical mile. Good lord. Request, identify yourself. I don't think they will. I don't think they will. Okay, dude, so you're it. You are it. Range of the RBUs should be fine now. Oh, I mean, how can you not love this, right? How can you not love this? For good measure, I could drop a torpedo in after him as well. The other Grisha can be retasked to go here. The Grisha is now turning to starboard, although I ordered it to port, because now it's going to launch the torpedo. Or at least that's the plan. I think that's the plan. Yeah, they're engaging. Not sure what they're doing though. Turn to port. Do these things have a minimal range? Range. Half a nautical mile to 13.5. So yeah, we're seeing some minimal range issues here. And we lost them. Right. I had 1/3. Was that the torp? Oh, that was the torp. Yeah, the Test 71 is now in the water and is going to turn around. I think, yeah, there's the other torp. So now we have no more torpedoes, but we dropped 3 torpedoes into the water. That should give that submarine something else to worry about. You're still rushing to the position. Okay. Come here. I think they're... yeah, they've acquired. They have acquired the target. This one hasn't. But it's still snaking. It might still pick it up. Although with its direction of travel, I doubt it. So potentially these two are going to be the killers. Come here, turn around. It's a Sturgeon class. It's a Brit. No, sorry, it is an American. And it's been hit. That looks like damage to the hull. Interesting, by the way, that there's a couple of guys in the conning tower. I'm going to send that out to the devs because that's a bit weird. I think that the depth charges killed them. Because they're definitely not responding anymore. For good measure, we'll just make sure that they properly go down. Ah, there we go. Was it easy? Yeah, it only cost me 1 Krevac. Yeah, they're dead. Oh, now they have removed the people from the conning tower. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. This is not a great place to be right now. Don't mind the after-action report, because this is still very much work in progress. I did have 2 undamaged Grishas. Not bad. Especially considering my first 2 attempts. So that is Sea Power. Very, very much enjoying the game. I hope you are too. Let me know what you're thinking about the mission so far. I think it's an interesting one. How would you approach it? Let me know down below in the comments. And thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon for more Sea Power.